For months, winter has held the world in its frozen grip. In the freezing temperatures, the landscape is transformed, simplified into light and shadow. And it is within this very stillness and silence where we can experience winter's inherent beauty. Snow laid down like a white duvet, covering every contour, softening the land into one quiet shape. It falls from the sky not as weather, but as procession, each unique snowflake turning in its own small orbit, descending with an unhurried certainty, as if the world itself were being gently rewritten. High on the mountains, winter shows its true power. Wind driving snow across the ridgelines, spindrift dancing across the surface like smoke. In the north, above the Arctic Circle, everything becomes quieter. Trees stand like frozen sculptures, heavy with snow, branches bowed, where sunlight is scarce, and the winter deepens into seemingly never-ending darkness. Then, on the longest of nights, the sky awakens, an explosion of color as solar wind particles spiral along Earth's magnetic field, striking high atmospheric gases, lighting the sky from within. A reminder that even in winter's deepest stillness, energy is always moving. Because the calm of winter is not by chance. It comes from deep inside the whiteness, locked within the very heart of ice. The hexagonal lattice, an invisible architecture of hydrogen bonds. Molecules shivering in place, unable to roam, held as though only waiting for their release. Because now, with the arrival of spring, everything is about to change. With each passing day, the sun rises a little higher, drawing a longer arc across the sky and delivering more thermal energy that is absorbed by the hexagonal lattice, causing the water molecules to start vibrating faster and faster. At first, the change is subtle, a gentle softening of the edges, until the movement increases so much that the hydrogen bonds struggle to hold them in place. Bonds that once held the molecules in a rigid structure now begin to stretch and yield. The lattice loses its grip, and enough molecules break free to form a single droplet, then another. And suddenly, the frozen world is no longer sealed. It begins to breathe. Beneath the snow, life has been waiting. The first colors of spring push through the remaining ice, fed by the very water that winter had locked away. A repeating cycle as old as the planet itself. Ice giving way to light, as new life springs from beneath the frozen landscape. And all that meltwater has a destination. It collects in hollows and gullies, then funnels into streams. Small at first, but growing with every new drop. Eventually, the flow is strong enough to reshape its path and to feed a larger river below. What began as a single droplet becomes a system. Tributaries combining, volume building, speed increasing, until gravity turns it into force. A force that erupts into roar and mist. Winter's stillness has melted into motion. And in that motion waits the next mystery, a liquid like no other. Poised between order and chaos, restless by nature, the silent guardian of life on Earth.